Hey, look, listen. Spoilers ahead. Evil beware. Now on to the show.
I got some hidden tech, and I've taken a very sharp right turn, and I don't know if I had 1,000.
You said that earlier, and I still don't know what you mean by hidden tech.
Hidden tech, you know the fighting game community?
No.
So when you're going into a matchup, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's got some hidden tech that they have for certain matchups.
Oh. No, I
They
mean, I
have
get
some,
that,
like,
but how does
secret-
that refer... What are you referring to?
I got some hidden tech
What
for
do
the
you-
podcast.
What do you mean you've got some hidden tech for the podcast? Stop meme hitting my soda at me.
Meme hidden.
Get in there. Kick Puncher reaches for his face and starts to pull. He is pulling off the darkness from his face and then throws it towards Eric. Wha-psha! Eric roundhouse kicks it over to George, who releases a Kamehameha blast. I am George. Fools! I, the evil darkness, will not be made the fool so easily. The darkness stabs the ground with his hands. Then the ground starts to shake. The three try to maintain their balance, but ultimately fall over. As they land on the ground, the darkness bursts out and grabs hold of them, pinning them to the ground. Hee. Now that I have you all captured, I will absorb the power out of you and use it to win the BakaTaka P1 Grand Prix! The darkness stops as he sees something that is most unspeakable. But what? With our heroes captured by the darkness, what will save them? Tune in next time to see this dramatic turn of events. Welcome to BakaTaka, everybody.
Does that mean you have some special guest or something planned for us?
Does it?
Only one way to find out.
We watch anime. We don't know
Yeah,
people.
we don't talk to people. I'm not social.
Yeah.
Only one way to find out.
There's literally only enough room at this table for 3 people.
Yeah. It's hot enough in here.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to BakaTaka. With the usual, sitting on the left, we have George.
Hey, everybody.
In the middle, there's Eric.
What's up?
And I'm on the right, I'm Kick Puncher. And I'm Chase.
Yeah, just Chase.
And welcome. Let's see. I don't think we have any news. Do you guys have anything newsworthy?
No, not really.
No.
Apparently, Robert Pattinson is going to be playing Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not anime or anything, but I think
That's
it's
cool.
it's substantial news.
It crosses over with our
Play Batman in what?
new movies.
A movie.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
By
Yeah.
Matt.
A new Batman.
Directed by Matt Reeves. I don't know what else
Somebody-
he's done.
whoever's-
That's all I've seen.
Basically, he's going to be the new Batman.
He's going to be the
Yep.
new Batman in the new Star Wars movie. That's who he's going to be.
Ew.
Yuck.
Yeah, I forget I said that.
Yeah.
Isn't Star Wars actually owned by Marvel though? Or like the comics? I mean, the comics are
Star
made
Wars
by
is
Marvel.
owned by Disney.
Yes, Star Wars
Which
is owned by
is-
Disney.
yeah,
and
which
Marvel's owned by
owns
Disney.
Marvel.
But doesn't Marvel have the comic
The
like
canon-
license for Star Wars comics?
So, I mean, Marvel's got a lot of comic license now. Like, there's a League of Legends comic going on right now that's being done by Marvel.
Really, I did not
Yeah.
know that. Okay,
So, I mean,
I don't follow comics all that
yeah,
much.
me neither. But since they're owned by Disney, their comic line's probably under Marvel at this point.
That would
Don't
make
quote
sense.
me.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, if it was under DC before,
I don't think it'd be under DC, though.
I don't think it would. DC just doesn't seem like the
Mhm.
company that would make Star
It would
Wars.
probably just be
comics.
some
but-
other contractor that Lucasfilmworks had, and it just got grandfathered in and
Yeah,
under Marvel now.
yeah.
But whatever.
Anyway.
It's not real news.
Batman
Yeah,
and
definitely
stuff.
not anime related. Just
Yeah.
noteworthy, I guess.
I guess we'll move over to what we've been watching / playing.
Well, I can go first. I haven't done a whole lot. I'm
You started work. You're busy.
Yeah, I have. I have not been able to watch a whole lot. Been watching Fruits Basket.
Are you actually enjoying it?
Not currently caught up. I am enjoying it, but I think if I had watched the original, or read the manga, I don't think I would be enjoying it as much because I'd be familiar with the story, and from what I understand, literally nothing has changed except it's prettier.
That's why I'm not watching it.
And honestly,
I've read the manga and watched the original.
Oh, there you go.
So.
Yeah, and it is really slow.
Oh yeah. It's a shoujo show.
Yeah.
So it's going to move super slow.
Yeah. So it's not bad. But so far it's just kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
But I've always heard Fruits Basket was a bit of a classic kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not classic status, but...
So, there's like... You got your list of genres, and you'd be like, if you're going to watch a space opera, you should watch like Gundam stuff, or like Mecha, you should watch Gundam, and things like that. If you're going to watch like shoujo, you'd probably list like the Clamp shows,
or
on
High School.
Yeah, or Fruits Basket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be like the shoujo thing to get into.
And if you want to mix in a little magical girl, like Sailor Moon.
Okay.
Or Cardcaptor Sakura.
Yeah.
So I haven't done a whole lot of shoujo.
Yeah.
Have I done any shoujo chase? You would know better than I would, actually.
From what I understand, most of the shoujo you watch, you don't like.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's not surprising because they are designed for girls.
But yeah, and most of the ones you've seen are like the weeby kind, which aren't as good.
Okay.
If you're enjoying Fruits Basket, you'd probably love something like
My
Kabato.
Love Story. Is that considered shoujo?
That is a shoujo.
That's a shoujo,
with a which shoujos almost never have a male main character.
Yeah.
They almost never do.
Because if you like those, you would probably enjoy some of the Clamp stuff like Kabato.
Yeah. There's
maybe what's the one with the girl with the ears?
Tsubasa or Holic or
No.
Chobits.
With
Chobits.
With things like Nisekoi or Toradora, are those kind of like
Nisekoi is
just a little bit out
Those
of...
are shonen.
Okay, those are shonen.
Nisekoi is a
because
shonen.
they have the same concepts as a shoujo, but the way they're paced and with a male main character,
Okay,
and how hyperactive it is, it's more shonen.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay,
That was in a shonen magazine, so
Shonen.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I'm enjoying it. It is slow.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna keep watching it. I think it's good enough so far. But like I said, if I had watched it before or read it before, probably would skip it like you are. JoJo's is still amazing.
I'm not skipping it.
Well, apparently you are.
You right.
That's how I classify it.
You right.
JoJo's is still amazing. Part 5 is great. Just watch part 5. Watch all of it, but also watch part 5.
What episode is that on?
I want to say it's... I don't think I'm updated on
This is the
now.
last season.
I watch things on Verve, so I don't have to update Mal
I know,
all that because it just keeps track of my watch list. I want to say it's around 30, maybe give or take.
And this is only 39 episodes.
39 episodes, correct. And from what I've talked with Jeff about it, because he's actually read the manga. Have you read the manga too? Or?
I've read up to Jolene's arc, so pretty much after.
Okay, so you've read part 5.
Yeah.
Okay, because what Jeff was telling me is that part 5, this 39 episodes is going to contain the entire story.
Yeah.
It's not like part 3, which had
2 seasons.
Yeah.
2 seasons. This is 39 episodes and it's done. And it is... I don't know. It's really weird because I think every time I watch a new season, a new arc of JoJo's, I'm like, this is my favorite part of JoJo's yet.
Yeah.
I honestly think though that part 5 is my favorite arc yet. They've all got their own kind of special touch to them.
I still haven't seen 5, but 4 holds a special place for me.
Part 4 is really good. Part 5 does some very similar stuff, but also goes kind of beyond it.
Yeah.
It's a little less just of a story in like a hometown because they do move around and stuff, which makes it a little bit more similar to part 3 as well. But it still feels very similar to part 4. So it kind of combines the best of both worlds from 3 and 4.
The best part about 5 is
it's got some crazy battles.
the limits he goes with the new stand powers are actually insane.
It's crazy, some of these battles, and they're all done really well.
Like when you get to Golden Experience Requiem, you're just like, what in the actual hell is this?
Which one is that? Has that one happened?
It's
yet?
I haven't watched the show,
okay.
so I don't know where it's at.
What's
But it's basically
the
when
stand?
Giorno's stand gets stabbed with the arrow and it upgrades.
Nope, that hasn't happened yet. Thanks for telling me. Ah, no!
Aren't you excited?
It's
But-
gonna happen. I think that's actually where they're going toward right
Yeah.
now. Then because
I think it's
they're-
endgame, but I didn't know how
Okay.
far into the endgame was.
yeah.
but-
so don't tell me anymore then.
But I'm just saying, like, once Requiem happens, you're
Okay.
like, this is legitimately insane.
that's
Because
good.
his power
That's
is
what I
already kind of
want.
crazy, like
It
punching
is,
things
yeah.
and giving life.
Yeah.
Requiem comes around, you're just like, hands up, this is
Okay.
over.
Oh, he can give life like when with his stand or
Yeah,
whatever.
when he punches something, he creates life.
So-
essentially.
Exactly.
So that's like the opposite of what like Josuke is, because Josuke
Yeah.
always wanted to like save people from death.
Yeah.
and he couldn't. He's like so
Yeah.
sad.
So Giorno, with Golden Experience, when he punches something, he gives it life.
Mhm.
But when he punches a person, he makes them feel an out-of-body experience where they're getting punched, time slows super like down for them. And they have all these experiences, but in reality, they just get punched for like half a second.
right,
Yeah.
But they're feeling like minutes of emotions all at once.
Yeah. It's like almost kind of like an emotional adrenaline shot in
Yeah.
a way. It's really cool. The fights are really well done.
Yeah.
I think one of the craziest things JoJo's has done, just on a scale of just every part just from the beginning to now, the fact that it's had such a quality,
Yeah.
because so many shows as they go on for as long as JoJo's have,
hmm
the quality goes down a lot in
Yeah.
a lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
This one, if it hasn't stayed the same, it's
Mhm.
gotten better.
Yeah.
And that's impressive right there, because
Mhm.
the art has always been amazing.
like Durarara went downhill when it like the longer it goes on.
Yeah.
Or, remember that show Gangster?
Oh, man.
Yeah, quality dropped
Man.
off
Okay.
super hard. Like, at the start of the show, they had, like, super good animated fights. At the end, you could literally see
Man Globe falling apart.
the dude's holding a sword, and it looks like a 5-year-old drew the sword and
Oh,
the whole
no.
scene together, and you're like, this is...
Or like World Trigger, or did that just always start bad too?
So
I can't remember.
Yeah, World Trigger always started.
Okay.
It started with very minimal animation, and when the animation was there, it was very stiff.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
So JoJo's is upholding the expectations that you would expect from
Oh, yeah.
JoJo's. Shield Hero, still really good. I'm caught up on there. I'm waiting for the next episode. I think there's going to be a really good fight coming up. At least that's what I'm anticipating.
I really like Shield Hero.
I need to
I'm
watch it.
enjoying Shield Hero. It's a good isekai.
You guys convinced
It's-
me, because I was just going to gloss it over, because, like, everybody's
Yeah.
dropped it and whatever, but you
Yep.
guys convinced me to give it a go when it's done airing.
I think you'll like
It's like I haven't enjoyed an isekai
Mhm.
like this one like in a while.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
I like my isekai trash. I would say this one is not trash.
Right.
It's just a decent isekai.
Mhm.
I also the openings are really fun.
They are pretty good openings. And
The
EDs. I really
Sonic,
like the EDs.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
I like the art for the
opening.
EDs because they kind of have a watercolor kind of feel to them,
Yeah.
and I've always enjoyed that art style. But yeah,
Oh, I'm not
good.
I didn't do it.
You're not slapping
No,
your belly.
I
You
did
did that
not.
one
I
episode.
did not do it.
What you talking about?
He's slapping his belly.
Come on, man.
No, I did
You're
not.
ruining the audio.
You're tearing this
about the-
family apart.
Think
I-
about the listeners.
It was the can. I picked
It
up
is
the
your belly.
can.
Well, stop playing with the
You're
can.
moving on.
Come on.
What else have you?
I started watching Psyche K on Netflix.
Mhm.
I knew people said that it was really funny.
Yeah.
But I knew nothing about the show going in except for just from the name of the show, I assumed he was psychic because that's literally, if you just look at it, that seems like how it's written.
Yeah.
So I knew he was psychic. I didn't know what to expect. It's really funny. It's one of those shows where, the only reason I started watching it was because I wanted to watch something and I wanted something funny, and none of the shows that I'm currently watching are really humorous shows.
Yeah.
And none of them I had such a, I was pretty much caught up on all of them, so I didn't have a whole lot to watch for them anyway, and I just didn't feel like watching the latest episode quite yet.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to watch, so I was like, you know what? I've seen Psychic K on Netflix, gave it a try. It's one of those shows where you just turn it on, and it's consistently funny and good, and you can just marathon it. So I turned it on, and I watched 12 episodes. I didn't think I would watch that many, but I just let it go, and I
Right.
had a great time with it.
I know.
The dub is pretty good, but apparently
Yeah.
you were telling me that only essentially
Only
the first 12
season.
episodes
Only
are.
the first season is dubbed.
So I'm gonna have to start watching subs, which is
Yeah.
fine.
It's whatever.
But considering I
Yeah.
started with a dub, I'd like to watch
Continue
a
with the
dub
dub,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
time. But that'll be fine.
This show, I don't know if you know this, but when it aired,
Mhm.
it aired in 5-minute episodes, which I believe were each a chapter. And then at the end, they would air one each day of the week.
Mm.
So that way, the 5 each weekday.
Yeah.
Not the weekends. And then they would put the 5 together and
To
make a
make one.
25-minute episode
Mhm.
and put it together and make the episode.
And that makes a
That's
lot of
cool.
sense
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
watching it, you can actually
Yeah.
see
So yeah,
How
you,
it's
you get the progression of
split
it.
up like that. And it's a good show. If you have Netflix, it's worth the watch. It's an easy thing to just put on, have a couple good laughs, good fun for the whole family.
Good
and just
for
the
the-
premise of the show is incredible because
Good
whole,
for your heart too.
Yeah. So the whole premise of the show is he's basically this all-powerful psychic who could literally change/destroy the world at any given moment if he wanted to, or lost
If
control.
he just stopped caring.
But his whole thing is he just wants an ordinary life,
Yeah.
and it's just his demeanor is he'll always say, people think these powers would be amazing, but it's such a hassle. and it's just him trying to live this ordinary life and having psychic powers.
He draws everyone's attention
Yeah.
somehow because he's
It's
the center
it's
or
got a
whatever.
really good cast of characters. The premise is funny. It's a good watch. Other
did you
than
watch?
that-
I'm pretty sure it was in season 1. The scene with what's his face's dad as a ghost.
Mhm.
Yeah, and he's sticking his butt in his
That's a different one. That's a different ghost.
Okay.
It was that episode, yeah. They see the guy's dad. One of the characters' dad passed away, and you see his dad's ghost, and he kind of becomes a little bit of a recurring character. You just see him every once in a
Yeah.
while.
Mhm.
It's really funny. The characters look exactly the same. The father and son look exactly the same,
Yeah.
except they have
Same
a
exact
scar
design.
over a different eye. But they're the exact same character. And they get a few good jokes out of the fact that they're the same, because he's not the only psychic. There are other people who have powers as well, not to the same limit he does.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. It's a really good show. I highly recommend it.
It's always been on my plan to watch list.
It's if you're just sitting there
Mhm.
looking for something to watch and you have no idea what to do,
Yeah.
perfect show to put on. It's perfect for that. I wouldn't go in
Yeah.
necessarily saying this is what I want to watch.
Yeah.
It's one of those, if
'Cause
you
you-
just want to sit back, relax, watch a funny show,
Yeah.
it's perfect.
If you're just looking to waste time.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Cool.
Other than that, I haven't really been watching anything. I've played a little bit. So last episode, I talked about that game, The Way remastered, that I got for 99 cents because it was on sale.
Do you
And
know?
You said you picked it up too, right, Chase?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't.
You haven't played
I
it yet.
don't even know if it's installed.
I mean, if you paid for it, usually
I
it's
thought
right
about
away.
picking it up
Yeah, yeah.
because I had enough coins to do it. But
It's-
That's what I used to. I just bank
The
coins on
game-
it.
I don't know how I feel about that game. On one hand, it's so hard because I also got it on sale. So I only
Yeah.
paid 99 cents for it. So normally it's $10. Not worth $10.
Mhm.
For 99 cents, I would say if
That's
you have
basically free.
if you have any interest in playing the game, like I said, it has a Blade Runner kind of feel to it. If you're interested in that and you think you might like a puzzle platformer, 99 cents all day, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's not so bad that I wouldn't do it for 99 cents. But for $10, it's not worth that
Mhm.
at all, in my opinion. Like, not even close.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
if you can make a good YouTube video out of it?
No.
I mean, maybe a
You
good
get your
YouTube
ad
video about
revenue
trashing.
back.
It's super short.
Mhm.
I want to say I beat it in 5 or 6 hours.
Super
so
short.
It's super short.
It's super short.
If you can be in 5 or 6 hours, it's definitely not worth a $10 price tag.
Exactly.
What? Well, unless they're good 5 or 6 hours.
Right.
I
I
mean-
mean, like, think of Shadow of the Colossus is like only 6 hours.
Right, but at the same time, you want to look at least 1 hour to $1, right?
So
As a general
I
basis.
disagree with that, just for the fact that I don't remember where I saw it, but I saw something, and it was basically an argument for why play video games,
Mhm.
kind of thing. People were like, why do you spend all these money on video games? And they were like, well, spend $60 and I can play this game for 100 hours. Spend $10 and see a 2-hour movie.
Mhm.
You know, and I try to kind of apply that to my life and just look at things like if this is for entertainment, if I'm going to pay $10 to see a 2-hour movie, if I only pay $10 to get 5 or 6 hours out of a game, I still got my money's worth in that way.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different, of course.
I see it less as the price tag. I want a game to catch me.
Yes.
Like, if it doesn't catch me, I don't... Like, I wish I didn't buy it at all.
No, but like, I mean...
But if it does catch me, it's like, I'll pay like
but
$100.
even if a game does catch your attention and it looks like something you want to play, if it physically is not worth the cost...
I'm talking about, like, actually enjoy playing.
Yeah.
Like, not just like, this looks like it's fun, because, you know, you have to take a gamble on that for something you never played. So
100%.
I'm talking about when you actually playing it and it's just like, wow, Shadow of the Colossus is really a good game.
Yeah.
I'm really glad I paid $60 for a 6-hour game, because it doesn't matter that it's a 6-hour
It's the
game.
experience.
Yeah.
Same with the Walking Dead, which are cheaper games and stuff like that. But I got a lot more out of that series than I paid for it.
Well, yeah, because
understandable.
So for stuff like that, and again, I guess that kind of comes back to how you value it, because
I paid,
sure, it's not lengthwise, it might not be the thing, but story-wise, those games have a very in-depth story, and you're paying for that story essentially, which I can understand.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the way. I mean, that's a good tangent to get on, but gotta finish the thought, right? The platforming in the game is honestly some of the worst I have ever experienced. And I'm not trying to like dig on the game, because I get it. It was a from what I understand, it was a Kickstarter game. So I think it was actually one of the better games that have been on Kickstarter, like money raising wise. Like I think they raised a fairly substantial budget for the game. The platforming is not good. I dug into the game a little bit before I even spent 99
stop.
before I even spent 99 cents on it. I was like, I looked it up and was like, do I even want to play this? Should I know if this game is even slightly worth it before I spend even 99 cents on it? And it seemed like it was, so I got it.
I just think.
But one thing I saw in a review of it was they said it seems like they sacrificed the platforming to make the game and the animations look slightly better. And I could not agree more with that. Because there's some things you do in the game, like he automatically grabs onto ledges and stuff. And sometimes the way it's designed, you just keep grabbing ledges that you don't want to grab. Like all I want to do is fall. All I want to do is fall.
It's like that.
Fall.
It's like that default setting in Minecraft where you automatically jump up ledges.
Oh man,
it takes me off to no end.
It's not good.
Yeah.
If I want to jump, let me jump. If I want to fall, just let me fall.
Right.
You know. So the platforming in the game is not great. It's very slow. So any parts, and again, it's a short game, which kind of makes this unnecessary. Yet it still is in the game. If it's so short, I feel like there shouldn't be a whole lot of backtracking.
Right.
And there's not a whole lot of backtracking, but there is some backtracking. And I don't think there needs to be as much backtracking as there is in the game.
Yeah.
Considering how short it is. But that backtracking is tedious when it's just...
It's like throwing in a Metroidvania aspect without needing to Metroidvania.
Exactly. So there's one part in the game where it particularly the whole challenge is do this platforming, don't hit the spikes, you know, and if you hit the spikes, it's insta kill. One hit and you're dead. Yeah. And then it respawns you. It doesn't make you go super far back, but when the platforming is bad, and it's a platforming section, going any distance back is far enough. That was I don't think I've ever been closer to just rage quitting a game or just throwing my controller at something.
So from what I haven't actually like seen anything of the game. I think I looked at like a picture of like what it looks like and stuff. It looks like Space Quest. Is it like Space Quest?
Space Quest. I'm not familiar with Space Quest.
Is it like King's Quest?
I'm not familiar with King's Quest.
End of the conversation.
So anyway, the platforming, it's not good. I don't like the platforming. The story, it's simple. It makes sense. It's not very extravagant. You start the game, explains why you're doing what you're doing, and then it tells you the kind of objectives you need to do. It's pretty straightforward. You just kind of go through, solve kind of the puzzles and stuff. Most of the puzzles not too difficult. The problem is the ones that are difficult, they're unnecessarily difficult in that they don't really give you any kind of indication as to what you need to do or how to do it.
Right.
And sometimes it's just needlessly difficult to actually execute, even if you know what you need to do. There's some, for example, one of the puzzles is it'll show you this grid, like a 5x5 grid or whatever.
Yeah.
And it'll light up some of the squares. And then there's a larger thing using lasers and mirrors. So you need to turn on the right set of lasers. So there's the A lasers and the B lasers. So you turn on the right set of lasers, A or B.
Yeah.
And then there's a bunch of mirrors and you need to reflect this beam light that's coming in. Not part of the lasers, a separate beam light. You need to take that beam light, reflect it to hit these mirrors, to switch how they're oriented.
Yeah.
And then the lasers will interact with the mirrors and light up different squares. You need to match those squares to the ones that are shown up on the grid pattern. And you have to do that like, I want to say 3 or 4 times. You can know exactly what you need to do and how to do it.
Yeah.
But it's so tedious and difficult to actually direct the light beam to change the mirrors.
Yeah.
That it got to the point where I just kind of knew roughly which ones I need to hit.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of stood in the right place and I just made that beam just go wild, hoping that I would hit the right ones, and then I went over, and if I hit the right ones, then I did, and then I could do the rest, like actually aiming. And if not, then I went back, did it again, and that's how I had to do some of them, because there was no good way to actually aim it.
Right.
Because, and I don't want to spoil the puzzle
design.
It's just not, it's not that it's a bad control. There's really no other way to do the control. It's just not refined.
It sounds like it's a bad game.
I don't want to say it's a bad game though, because
it's a bad game.
It is.
Did you enjoy it or not enjoy it?
You're like,
I did enjoy it.
What can I do to get past this faster? Because I don't want to do this.
So I don't want to say it's a bad game because I did have fun playing it.
Okay.
It's an unrefined game.
So do you think
it could have been much better if the controls were just much more polished?
Right.
They sacrificed the wrong things.
It made a bad game.
Yeah.
To make it a bad game. No,
is there only one ending?
Or
is there multiple endings?
There are multiple endings.
Are they
you
easy
do
to
the
get to?
exact thing. You do the exact same thing. Get to the very end, and then you make an A, B choice.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, and you can, and you just.
So they did
do
the
one.
Mass Effect.
That's Persona 3 though.
You shut your mouth. No. When it's good, it's Persona 3.
Yeah,
when it's
good,
bad, it's Mass Effect 3.
So you do that, and then you don't have to play the game or anything. You just hit continue, and then you can see the other ending.
Oh, okay.
So you see both, and it's really just a little
Gotta make sure
cutscene.
you saved it to the Persona.
It's short. I would say so for the Way Remastered, the original game, just the Way. I don't think there was any voice acting for the Way Remastered.
Oh, there's voice acting.
They added voice acting.
Oh,
It's
boy.
not bad. There's not a lot of voice acting though. It's very simple. Like I said, 5-6 hours, not a whole lot of story, very simple, but it's not bad.
I love the fact that when 999 got re-released as the Zero Escape the Zero Escape collection, the Nunnery games, and so they put voice acting in it.
Yeah.
In 999?
Yeah, in the Nunnery games collection, where it just comes with
Is that only on PC?
It's on PC, PS4, I think. It's
Switch?
Maybe.
Does it have it has all 3 games?
No, it has the first
Just
two.
the first 2.
Because the first 2 were only on portables at first, remember?
Oh yeah, because Zero Escape is on
and then
already.
Zero Time Dilemma came out and they put it. Anyway, The Way.
Yeah. So anyway, The Way.
It's a bad game.
Yeah, not a great
Or
game.
mediocre game. Let's not say
$10,
bad.
don't buy it. If you think you might be interested in playing it, if it goes on sale again for 99 cents,
Pick it up.
sure, go ahead. Have your 5-6 hours of fun. For $1, it's worth it.
Yeah.
You'll understand the problems that I'm mentioning.
Anything
One
else
of the
we
things
got?
I did like, For the majority of the game, not every environment, but for the majority of it, the pixel art was pretty good. There were some pretty nice looking sets and stuff that were pretty cool. That was one of the things that they kind of did well, I will say. And the music I thought was pretty fitting as well.
Yeah.
Again, not 100% of the time, but a majority of the time, the sound and background design, everything, it did look pretty good. So I did enjoy that. Yeah.
Let's see, what else did you play?
I got the Valhalla game. I don't actually know what the full game is, but it's
V-A.
It's just Valhalla. You don't need to spell it. They got ones in there. It's a cyberpunk.
Well, you said you didn't know,
thing.
so I was like, well, maybe
there's
I'll
like a
touch it.
subtitle. I don't need you to spell it out.
Cyber bartender.
Have we touched it?
I've played it for like an hour. It's a good game. You're a bartender. You just it's a visual novel thing. You just talk to the patrons that come in.
I don't believe in alcohol, so I stopped playing the game.
You just serve them drinks and
I don't
kind of learn their
believe
story, talk to them and stuff. And
but I believe in alcohol, so it's the game for me.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. There's not much to say about it yet. You get to pick like the music and stuff, so you kind of unlock more music, and then you actually get to pick the playlist of songs that are in the game to kind of listen to while you play the game, and you can actually control them while you're playing. So if you find a song you really like in game, you can just set it on loop and just listen to it the whole time, or you can actually have it shuffle through songs, which is kind of cool because the music in it is a very cyberpunk kind of downtown.
Yeah.
Bar kind of vibe, and I like that. I think it sounds really good. It's got a good design. It's very neon, cyberpunk.
Yeah. That's usually how
I said cyberpunk a lot.
Yeah.
It's really the perfect way to describe the game.
Oh, I see. You're trying to get back to the way.
We're not going back to the way.
No, the way is not. I don't.
The way for how mediocre was ate up so much of the time.
They had to understand how mediocre that game
but
is.
it's costing
anyway,
Eric, it has.
Eric, why don't you...
So, instead of getting back to the way, let's go to Eric.
I'm so mad right now because he wasted so much time on the way.
It's not wasted.
It wasted so much time on the way.
The viewer wanted it.
They don't want
We're building the lore. This is the backstory.
At the lore at this point.
Whoa!
What I've done. So... The last week, there was the release of... There's the release of Detective Pikachu.
Oh, yeah.
As a good movie.
It is.
So, I'm glad the movie came out and they did it a pretty good justice.
I'm
very
happy.
I'm a little disappointed there were no, like, legitimate Pokemon battles in it. But the Pokemon they brought to life were done very well. It made me I would believe the designs if they were, real. The only ones that were kind of creepy were the Apom in the movie. Like they looked
not right.
They looked super fleshy and like gremlins.
Yeah, they didn't look quite fluffy like you would expect.
Yeah, because they even had things like Sneasels in there. They were like fluffy.
Right.
And then these Apom came in, they were just like flesh balls, and they're kind of gross. But other than that,
I think maybe one of the reasons why is because they had a lot more movement.
Yeah. And
doing that with a lot of hair and fur would have been much more difficult. So maybe one of the reasons why they were more on the side of fleshy was just for the reason that it was easier to animate. So they tried to walk a fine line between it.
It was just a little creepy.
No, I agree.
Creepy.
It didn't draw too much away from the movie, though.
But I mean, the movie outside of it was really... So... It is for kids, so don't go expecting there's some like super top tier acting, top notch stuff.
Dude, I love kids movies.
Though the acting was a little bit cheesy.
Though, just to be clear, Ryan Reynolds has said that they recorded a lot of lines for him that were very much R-rated lines.
Oh yeah.
So if they wanted to do a cut of that movie that's like an R version of Detective Pikachu,
I mean,
they technically could. That's what he said.
They did slip in a lot of jokes that older people would understand.
Yeah.
But the acting is very cheesy. And that's perfectly fine. It fits for the movie.
It's perfect for the audience they're hitting toward.
But I mean,
I love
there's just a lot of stuff in there that if you're a longtime fan of Pokemon, you will appreciate and recognize.
Yep.
Like they've got a bunch of remixes for music. Like they had 3 or 4 different theme songs that were remixed.
That one part with the original theme song.
Yeah, they had 2 remixes.
The Bam Bam one.
No, I want to be the very best.
Oh,
they had like 2 different remixes of it.
It's in there, and one of the times it's perfect.
I think they had some of the route music remix, and I think they had one of the Champion Battle songs remixed.
That's the one that plays at the start of the game?
I mean, there's a bunch of different route musics.
Yeah.
So I mean, they just had various stuff in there that was remixed. The Pokemon designs were pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like the water shurikens from Greninjas were pretty cool.
Some were definitely better than others.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think my favorite Pokemon in there, just design-wise, like how well it translated to a real-life version. I think Gyarados looked really good when
Gyarados
he
was
showed
really
up.
cool.
Gyarados, they did justice with Gyarados.
Gyarados had justice. Gengar was creepy as hell.
Oh yeah, he was.
Ooh.
Loved Gengar.
Yeah.
I like it green.
And then
Pikachu looked great, obviously.
so there was a Snorlax in there, and I wish they made him just bigger.
He was too small.
So he was really small, and he was like sitting up straight. I wish he was just bigger and just laying on his back.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's how the actual size of him actually
He
is.
is huge.
He's just standing beside the
No, he's
adults in this
legitimately
instead of just
gigantic.
kids in the game.
So did they actually try to follow the official sizes of the Pokemon at all? I'm not sure.
So Gyarados was roughly the same size, but Snorlax would be a lot bigger.
Okay.
Because like Slacking was a lot bigger than Snorlax in the movie, but Snorlax I'm pretty sure is big or bigger than Slacking.
Maybe they made the shot and then they were like, "Oops, we
Yeah.
forgot to zoom out."
I don't know. But,
I specifically remember there was a point where
Should have
Voltic,
got a wider lens.
oh, yeah, there was a Joltik.
Joltik
But it was a
showed
lot
up and you
bigger.
saw him. Because I
But-
wanna. So his height.
Joltik is literally the size of like a speck on your finger. And the Joltik that jumped up in the movie got on top of a bus stop.
He is
So,
4 inches.
yeah, and there was a big one in there, so.
No,
They
I mean,
weren't-
it was definitely bigger than 4
So I mean,
inches. But
there's various sizes, but I don't
Yeah.
think they were following them canonically.
okay. No, I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think they were.
I don't think the game
Fine.
would either, would it?
No.
Okay,
The
'cause
games
the,
wouldn't.
the
Oh, the
game would
games
be like a
certainly don't.
spec.
The game just gives sizes because, like, here you can do a comparison if you
Yeah.
really wanted to.
Yeah.
But I mean, the
Let's
design.
line up the frames and the pixels.
Count the pixels.
Yeah.
I mean, the designs were really cool. The music was cool. There's a lot of throwbacks and homages that I don't know if I'm looking into it, but they were there. Like,
I'm sure that a lot of that was there because they
Yeah.
got people who were really involved with Pokemon
Yeah.
and knew that kind of backwards lore and were like, "Hey, if you're gonna do this,
yeah.
you should do it like this,"
hmm
because there are people who are gonna see that and go,
So-
I get it."
I just wish they did a little bit more research. Because, like, when he's in his room and you see the posters on the wall, it's like, the next big battle, Steelix versus Articuno. And I do a lot of competitive battling. And from my standpoint, I'm like, that would be a no-brainer. Steelix would absolutely crush Articuno. That is not a contest. But I just wish they did a little bit more research on that. I was like, that would not be a fair fight. But I can understand it's like, here's a poster with some Pokemon you would recognize,
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
So they were pretty much like making them not legendaries anymore in that.
I mean, they're still legendary stats.
Okay.
Oh
'Cause-
yeah.
So there's one line in there where Ryan Reynolds, Pikachu, so instead of saying like, "Oh my God," he was like, "My dear Arceus," because Arceus is the god.
Oh right.
So they're
I don't think
keeping,
I don't think I caught that.
yeah, they're
Oh,
keeping
man, I
it
need to
within,
watch it again.
yeah, they're keeping it within the universe. Of
That's
Pokemon.
good. That's
So,
good.
And I can understand like if none of them really know anything about Pokemon, but they kept it all within the
Right.
universe, so it's understandable. For,
Right, and they'll just be like, "Oh, he's doing Pokemon tactics,"
Yes.
for anyone who doesn't
So
get
yeah,
it.
yeah. So just like that is really cool. I know like the little kids might not understand it, but from my point of view, an older audience, it would be
Mhm.
like, I'm glad they did a small
Like-
detail like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Detective Pikachu, I think it's great. Even if you're new to the series, a kid, or been into the series for a long time,
Absolutely.
you'll love it.
I'm gonna
I'd watch it again.
Yeah, I'd watch it again too in a heartbeat.
watch it.
And they're probably making a second one, or a second one's in the making.
I
so-
believe a sequel has already been. I don't know if it's necessarily confirmed, but it's definitely
Yeah.
at the very least in some form of development.
Yeah, I'll 100% watch any Pokemon movie they throw out.
Yeah, especially if we get even more Ryan Reynolds with it.
Yeah.
If he's still involved, then I'm
Yeah.
a big fan.
'Cause I
Even if
mean-
he's not involved, I'm a big fan. But Ryan Reynolds did, I think, a very good job in that role.
Yeah, I mean, I love the movie. Recommend it to anybody.
So what's this tech thing?
So some hint tech. So I explained last time where I go through phases, right? I
Yeah.
play city builders, go into stuff. So I played some Dynasty Warriors. I played some Romance 3 Kingdoms. Got
Okay.
bored of that already.
Good.
So then I picked up anime in the next phase.
Yay!
So the thing I decided to pick up, and I was explaining to you guys earlier, that it's the road to 1,000 for this year. But I
Okay.
made a hard, sharp right turn. I picked up One Piece.
You
Why?
did it! You kept hinting at
Yeah.
it, and you're just like,
So I was
Yeah.
goofing around at first, but I was like, I'll start watching it. Sat down, and over the past couple weeks, I've watched
Why?
44 episodes.
Do you mean the road to 1,000 shows
I mean-
watched, or do you mean the road to 1,000 episodes of One Piece?
He's gonna do both.
I'll do both. But I mean, I didn't think I'd like the show, but because I thought it was just going to be generic shonen.
Yeah, but
yelling,
it's actually like popular
like
for a
power
reason.
levels going up. But I watched it. I was like, nobody's overpowered. Everybody's
yeah.
legitimate. They're just.
Luffy can drown and he's
Yeah.
a pirate.
I mean, pretty much every fight.
He can't swim and he's a pirate captain.
So there's been a few fights, and literally one of the fights, he plants his feet in the concrete to do like this weird pinwheel corkscrew attack.
Yeah.
Does the attack, and he was like, cool, we killed this one thing or beat this one thing up. And the other dude was like, I'm just going to rip out this concrete and throw you in the ocean. And everybody's like, but he can't swim.
No wonder he can't swim. His feet are in concrete.
But it's just like, so they're weird looking people, blah, blah, it's in the universe, but they're still like humans. So they're just fighting each other with like guns and punching each other because Rorona Zoro is just, hey, I'm a dude with swords and we're going to fight. So there's some weird, crazy powers that I'm pretty sure will level up as we go.
Okay.
But so far the fights are very within a normal realm, and you can understand them like legitimately happening.
This is so exciting.
Yeah. So I mean, the more I'm watching, I was like, I didn't think I'd get into it.
You're seeing why it's popular.
Yeah, but every time I sat down, I ended up watching an entire arc.
Oh, okay. So it's
So like the first whole season is the East Blue season, but it's broken up into various arcs. I sat down, I'd watch like 2 or 3 episodes. I end up watching like 6 to 10, which covers an entire arc. I'm like, okay, I can see why people are getting into this.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd get into it in my old age, but
Here you are.
it's pretty enjoyable.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I'm 500 episodes in and that will change, but as of right now, I'm enjoying it.
George, which long-running shonen are you gonna pick up? so we could all be the big 3.
Literally none ever.
I mean,
It's not in the cards.
I mean, I explained before I watched Naruto all the way up to halfway through Shippuden or something like
I
that.
watched till the end of the Pain arc in Shippuden, and then I played the games.
Yeah, I watched until the end of Pain, or I watched until about the middle of the Kage Summit. That's when I dropped it.
And when I watched up to the Pain arc, I watched episodes here and there.
Yeah.
You're just disgusting weird.
I'm enjoying One Piece.
Awful.
So I mean, it's very surprising to me, but
That's not what this podcast was designed for. You're not allowed to watch anime like that.
Is this George's house now?
Are you oppressing me in how I want to watch one of the big
You're
3?
oppressing yourself.
You're already bullying us because you're not part of the blind group.
I'm
disgusting.
I'm enjoying my time. Screw you. Fun things are fun, as the great Yui said from K-On!
Fun things are fun.
Fun things are fun.
That's true. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then what's her face? Ui starts like slapping her in the face with money or something. She's like,
I still need to finish K-On! Season 2. I'm still about halfway through. Just haven't felt like picking it up back again.
Pick up One Piece with it.
Not gonna do that.
I'm really enjoying the show.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, but man, I just looked it up. It's like 876 episodes right now. That's so.
There's like 876
so
episodes, and there's like
much.
20 something movies.
So what are you? Gonna,
Yeah.
So my question is, what are you gonna do when you get to like the filler arc stuff? Because from what I understand, it has.
He's watching it.
It
Apparently,
has filler stuff.
Yeah, I'm
doesn't
watching
it?
fillers.
You're gonna watch all of it.
I watched all of the.
He's
Naruto
doing like an
fillers.
arc in a sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought you were smarter now.
I'm not smart.
So
Don't accuse me of being smart.
So
I'm not.
There is one shonen that I'm pretty sure George would like if you watched it.
SAO.
Hunter
Is it shonen?
Hunter.
Oh.
He might like Hunter.
Because Hunter's got battles that are like
It's only like 150, isn't it?
it's like 140 or something like that.
But
And
the-
it-
the
but
thing
it's-
with Hunter is it's never going to end.
yeah, it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah.
It's the
It's not ended.
It's been on hiatus for.
The anime also ends as soon as where the story actually gets really good, right?
What?
Um,
I don't know how far the manga is, so I don't
So-
know. But
so-
it ends at the end of like something important.
So Hunter, it
Just
gets
like
really good when
Nisekoi.
it gets really good when they go to the desert and fight the giant worm thing. That's when it starts getting really
Okay,
good.
I don't believe they've gotten there.
And then they get to the dark continent or whatever, where the super crazy story stuff happens, where it
Okay.
gets super, super good, and then it ends.
Yeah, so Hunter ends one arc after the Ant King arc.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's where it gets really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't actually like the Ant Chimera arc. It's
Of course.
I know people love that arc, but it dragged on so long, and I was just like, oh my goodness.
I started Hunter x Hunter, and I think I got into the middle of the license and then stopped
Hunter
watching.
x Hunter, it's like, because it's really hard to understand, like, because characters could die, like, literally, like, in
Yikes.
I saw that. I could see the
What
lights.
just happened?
Someone's whipping it.
Oh, they just kind of
Very
drifted
good.
around the corner. Okay.
Yeah, and now they're scooting out of here. Anyway, Hunter x Hunter, like, they're not gonna die because they're the main characters, but it's like you see how like fragile they actually are in like, this universe. And
So I will say that's a good
everything's-
thing for a show to have like actual consequences.
But
for them. A lot of
everyone's
shows
so
don't.
powerful, and it's like when the Ant King comes up, he's like
King of the Ants.
Yeah, Ant Chimera and stuff like that. He like has his arms crossed and he like whips out his tail and he just like impales people like with it, like with his arms still crossed, and he's just like, who's next?
Wow.
It's crazy.
So I mean, back to One Piece. I guess that's one thing I enjoy about it. So like the side characters or like the random pirate people are actually getting killed because they've been shot with pistols and stuff like that.
Whereas it's like pop guns and like poor kids.
So
or something. I don't know.
They're explaining all the character stories and stuff too, and there's like Zoro's thing where he got beat up by one of the dudes from the Grand Line, one of the strongest pirates, the strongest swordsman.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then he made this promise. He was like, I'm never going to lose a fight again. So then they're into the next arc where they're fighting some crazy shark dude, and he's not losing, but he's like going to die because he got sliced up by the Grand Line pirate.
No.
Isn't dying usually considered losing?
It's not usually
not really.
but it's
Not
just
really.
It's just I like the way they're doing the stories. It's like they're making promises and they're keeping to it so far.
That's cool.
And they're explaining their stories, which are really nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not super shonen yet, where it's taking 20 episodes to do something.
Mhm.
Everything's usually wrapped up in 3, 4, 5 episodes. It's more concise.
Okay.
How I'm liking it so far.
That's nice.
So
Anything else?
no, that was the hidden tech. I mean, I finished Golden Kamui second season. It's
Hey, and did you feel like throwing up?
it was more of just I was just getting through it to get through it at that point. Season 1 was great. The start of season 2 was okay.
I did that with another show.
The second half of season 2 is a big info dump, and now it's set up to go to a season 3 that they're probably never going to do. So I lost interest.
All right.
It was more just getting through it to get through it.
Well, Chase, you've got 5 minutes. What have you done?
Cool.
Info dump us.
Info dump us.
So,
you now have 4 minutes.
earlier, like actually, I think it was like the Saturday after we recorded last time. I finished Space Battleship Yamato 2202.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
that was just kind of a watch to
Okay.
get it out of the way. Because it, well, not really like a bad show.
Yeah.
It's just not enjoyable to watch. Like you're watching, it's just like, why?
Why? Is it just that was it pacing or story?
It's just more of like,
The first
why does
season
anything matter anymore?
Yeah, the first season
okay.
was so well done.
Why are we in the same scenario again?
Yeah.
But like not as hype, you could say.
Okay.
So it's
Everything's like slow.
I think explain this sense like so you're playing a game and you fight a big baddie boss, right?
Uh-huh.
You beat big baddie boss and you go down the storyline. Big baddie boss now joins your team. You're like, this is cool. But then there's a bigger baddie boss and you're like, this is now dumb because I'm just grinding again.
Let
beat
me
him.
get this one so he'll join my team.
Yeah.
later. Which he doesn't. He actually dies, but
Yeah. But it's just like I guess it's bad plot writing because it's like we've done this. Why do we have to go through it a second time?
And I don't know, like the 70s, like it didn't focus more on the dramatic stuff as much. It was more of like, hey, let's go on an adventure.
Yeah.
How they did this.
Space Battleship Yamato around the same time as Legend of the Galactic Heroes? Or is it later?
when it aired?
Just, like air.
So Space Battleship aired in the 70s.
Yeah.
Legend of Galactic Heroes started in the 80s.
Yeah, late 80s.
Oh, so Galactic Heroes is after
Yeah.
Yamato. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've heard really good things about Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
So I mean
But that's like 100.
a lot of space
episodes. I never
operas-
watched that.
a
But
lot
I've
of
heard amazing things. In fact, I think Gigok actually just did a video talking about classic anime and brought that one up.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of space operas take a lot of stuff from Space Battleship Yamato.
Okay.
just because that's pretty much the first big space opera that was done.
So that kind of helped define the genre, and then
Yeah.
Legend of Galactic Heroes kind
Took
of
it to a new level.
perfected it almost and made it a classic.
Yeah.
Classic. Okay.
Anyway, that's that. I also finished Baki the Grappler.
Oh yeah, the second half came out on Netflix.
Man,
Nice.
so
Nice.
like there was a point in like the part 1 where I was just like, okay, all right,
Yeah.
this is all right, like because it started off like really strong in my
Yeah,
opinion.
because I mean, we heard my opinion
Yeah,
last
yeah,
time, where it felt off.
Yeah, it kind of is like, okay, so now these, yeah, it's my stomach. Yeah, it kind of gets to these points where it's like these characters aren't as important as Baki, but they're fighting each other because they got beef.
Okay.
Yeah, and like the fight's entertaining, but at the same time, I just don't really care who wins.
Yeah.
and it's like
Because unless if it doesn't really concern
yeah.
Baki, then it's almost like it's filler. Really.
Yeah.
They're just like extending it because I see.
Second half, oh boy, Baki's like,
Okay.
I'm ready.
Because that was my beef with what I watched, is because like side characters fighting, and like I said, it was moving fast because the fights started
yeah,
happening.
gotta
I was
go
like,
fast.
but it's like Baki's not here, so why
Yeah.
it's not moving fast enough?
So to be fair, he does start fighting at the end of part 1, like
Yeah.
the later points.
Yeah.
Part 2 is where he really starts like just going ham on stuff like that.
Okay.
Like, and people are doing like crazy stuff. Like this one dude's like stabbing his hand into poison for like a week straight, and now his hand, like he can just like touch people, and like you're like now your arm is decaying.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, what?
Yeah.
And that's one of the guys he fights.
So it's just like over the top weird
Yeah.
stuff like Cal JoJo's. who do it.
Yeah, the Chinese dude,
Mhm.
really awesome and stuff like that,
I
because
mean,
like,
I liked his character in
Yeah.
the first half.
so there's points, because you know how like all the the dudes who break out
Yeah.
and stuff like that, they don't play fair, they always play dirty.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, because they're just like, oh, a fight is a fight, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter and stuff like that. And this dude's like, okay, so he's just pulling out like swords out of it. He's like, if you guys want me to use weapons, I'll use weapons. Beats the crap out of one of them. Like, doesn't even get hit.
Yeah.
That's
He beats the
amazing.
crap out of one of them.
Oh,
It's so awesome.
I'll have to pick it up just to get to the second half.
Oh man, and like
So it's done now on Netflix,
Yeah.
right? At least
Um,
this season, I mean.
this season is
Okay.
done.
Now that the
I
season's
will-
done, maybe I'd pick it up. but-
Yeah, it is. There is definitely more, and I believe they plan to do more, especially how they end this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, because it ends right where some should be picking up, and it's
okay.
just like,
Okay.
ooh, this is
I
exciting.
get you.
I feel you. I feel you.
Baki the Grappler. It started getting slow, and then it got right back up there.
Okay.
So
Because that was just a turn off for me. Like things were happening, but it wasn't involving Baki.
Mm.
I watched the new Ultraman,
There's
The CG one.
the CG
Oh
one.
no. Okay. How'd you like it?
I liked it at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
How about the end? Okay.
The fights were good.
I mean, it's just Ultraman, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a new age. Ultraman.
It's like he's not big, he's human sized
Yeah.
now. And yeah, he's
Interesting.
he's fighting aliens. And,
normal.
Yeah. And yeah, it's Ultraman.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
if you're into Sentai, go
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, do it.
I picked up Magi, the Kingdom of Magic, the sequel to Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic.
Yeah.
I dropped it after like 2 episodes.
I figured because Magi is a
Yeah.
very hit or
It's-
miss show.
I didn't like the first season. was
Yeah,
just
I didn't like
I
it
didn't
either.
like this, but season 2 is probably good.
No.
And
It
I was
must be
no.
better. It
I heard the
can't be bad
manga's. I
again.
heard the manga's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I don't like it. I picked up one show that I've wanted to pick up for a while, which is Negima 2006.
Oh yeah.
So, for starters, I tried watching this before, but I was watching the old one, the
Mhm.
one that's by Zebek and not Shaft, which came out like a year before.
Yeah.
They did a full 26 episodes, and then a year later, Shaft's like, okay, we'll remake this entire show again,
Yeah.
but with like better quality, everything. And
Didn't
so,
they do like 50 episodes?
it's
or-
50 with both seasons
Okay.
combined. But yeah, it's
So you only have to watch one though.
you only have to watch one. You don't want to watch the old one because it's
Yeah.
watch
it's
the new one. Okay.
the pacing is like
They don't
all
even-
over the place.
They don't even cover the entire manga.
I don't know because
I mean, the manga's huge. Manga's
yeah.
like 30 volumes or something like that.
This show gets like at the midway point, it gets kind of weird because it's like it's not slice of lifey anymore
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
because it's so the show is magic teacher Negi Springfield
Hmm.
comes to the school to be a teacher,
Mhm.
which all the students there don't know about magic, so
Yeah.
why did they send a magic student? I don't know. Maybe it'll be explained later.
Mhm.
Anyway, if people find out that he's a magic user, then he's got to form a contract with him. Otherwise, he's kind of breaking the rules of like the magic society and stuff like that, and he can go to like the magic jail for it.
But the plot twist is everybody there is a girl,
Everyone,
and they all have different quirks.
there's 31 of them, and that's his harem.
So
Why haven't you told me about this sooner?
So it's
you
like-
know I'd love that.
it's like the big harem.
Come on, you're holding out.
It's the big harem show that came out after Love Hina did it. So Love Hina came out and they're like, this is what harems can be. A
Wait,
good harem.
there's another one?
They made
Come
HQ Holder,
on.
which came out like last year, and it's a sequel to the Negima
Yeah.
universe.
Yeah. But it's like Love Hina came
The
out
guy-
and they're like,
Yeah.
we can do harems, and then Negimo was like, hold my beer. And there was like
31.
we got like 31 girls in here.
Wow.
Yeah. So when they find
Forget
out
Baki the Grappler. I know what I'm watching.
when they find out he uses magic, if he what's it called? If to get into a contract with him, they have to kiss him.
Ah,
So he ends up
okay.
kissing all.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the weird thing is he's like a Shoda.
Yeah, he's a 10-year-old boy.
Yeah. So
What?
It-
Whoa.
They're,
yeah.
they're all middle school girls.
Yeah.
So
So it's almost okay.
yeah,
Still
it's
weird.
like Anakin.
Almost. Okay.
It's Anakin and Padme.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. FBI doesn't listen to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our podcast only gets 7 views.
Anyway, Negima. Yeah.
You liking it?
I'm enjoying it. I got like 7 episodes left.
Yeah.
One more thing that I'm going to touch on real quick.
All right.
Hit
all
us.
right.
I finished Wise. Handshaker season 2.
Okay, that's BakaTaka, everybody.
Yep. All right. See everybody. I've been
Hey.
George. That's Eric. That's Chase.
yeah.
All right. We're ending.
Yeah, we don't need.
No, if
Yeah.
you want to say anything about what were your opinions? Better than season 1? Better, worse than season 1?
It's a lot better in season
A lot
1.
better than
But
season
it's
1.
still trash, right?
Oh yeah, it's still garbage.
But just to be clear,
Let's-
Handshakers is the one that basically gives you seizures, right?
while watching it. And
Yeah.
stuff. And they brought back the same CGI chains.
Still gives you seizures.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm blind, so I don't actually
Oh,
see
okay.
the chains.
So, I mean, just
but
to let
yeah.
You
everybody
get
know,
half seizures.
just
Is
to
that how
let,
that works?
just to let everybody know,
Constantly.
Handshakers has like a 5 on Mal.
Oh wow.
It's legitimately
Yeah, it's
Bad.
like it
I
ranked
mean, 5
at like
is
it's ranked at like
average.
9,000
In
or
our
something like
standards,
that.
In our state, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's not
this
great.
show, the characters are better in this one, while still not being great.
Just to be clear, does it use you? I know it's a sequel. Does it follow the same people?
It
or-
does.
Okay.
Takes place
Is it
7 years after the first
Oh.
one. Same city, same actually, almost all the same characters from the older one, like for season 1, are
Okay.
come back and they're like adults and stuff like that.
Oh.
The main character, he can go into the ziggurat. I know, right? Words. He can go into the ziggurat with. Let me slap that. With anyone. Even like random people who can't like
What's
who
the
aren't
ziggurat?
you- The ziggurat's the Handshaker Battle World.
okay.
Yeah, they go there to do
It's like a
Handshaker
pyramid of
battles.
sorts.
I mean, I know what a
Yeah.
ziggurat
Yeah.
is, but what ziggurat is in the
Yeah, so he's
Yeah,
I
he's
know.
bumping into random people and like actually nicking hands, and they're like, "Boom, we're in the ziggurat," and he's just like headphones on, starts walking, and then they like teleport back out.
Ah.
Yeah, they actually show like things, because whenever they went to the ziggurat, it would just things would start transforming into the ziggurat, and it
Mhm.
wouldn't show. But now it actually shows, because he can go with different people, and so people are standing and like watching,
Mhm.
and it's just like, oh, they just teleported away. What's going on?
Didn't,
Where-
Interesting.
it's the same company that made
Let's go hands.
Handshakers. Didn't they do K?
Kay and Capellion and
Okay.
that one
Right, but it's
student
more-
council show.
It looks more like a K.
yeah, Kay
Commercial.
Marduk Scramble and
Yeah, with all the super flashy colors. Okay.
yeah, and a lot
I
of
haven't seen any.
a lot of After Effects
Mm.
and just from
Bloom
Have I seen
yeah.
anything from them? What's the student council one? I might have seen something like that. I've seen a lot.
No,
of
you haven't
student
seen
council.
that.
Is
That's
that
your,
the
that's your show.
Yaquindomo?
I think so. The really
So
lewd
the
one.
one with the main girl is voiced by Mio from K-On!
Oh.
So imagine going from like Mio from K-On!, super shy girl,
Yeah.
whatever, to her talking about perverted jokes and literally her underwear and vagina all the time.
Wait, what should I feel like? I feel
Don't
like
worry.
I might have seen this
Don't worry about
council
it.
show, and I don't know. I don't think I have.
Don't worry about it.
And let's see.
Some anime just sound like so many other shows.
The action scenes are still bad, but like awesome at the same time. They're
Okay.
chase awesome.
And
Shane's awesome.
the one thing
Trademark.
that is actually legitimately good and for both seasons is the music. The music is genuinely good. It's
Well, I mean,
almost
that's
like
like their shtick, right?
yeah,
Because they're-
it's all based around
Yeah.
like the music.
Okay.
I assume they just made an album and they're just like, let's put
Yeah.
some
Because all the
music
advertisements,
video in the background.
advertisements are him like at a DJ table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though he only does that like in the first episode, and then the rest of it he's just like battling and stuff. But that's Handshaker season 2. I really enjoy it. It's garbage.
Don't watch it.
Watch it.
Or
Don't
watch
watch
it.
it.
Please don't watch it.
Watch it. Don't watch it. Watch it and then be upset. Don't watch it and still be upset. Because you didn't.
Anime
want it.
fans.
Yeah.
Anime.
Anyway, everybody, that's been BakaTaka episode 9. With us as always. With us as always has been on the left,
George.
on the middle,
Eric.
I'm on the right, and I'm Kickpuncher/Chase. Don't forget to like.
Subscribe.
And comment.
Ring the bell.
Ring the
Eric.
bell.
Come
come
on,
on.
there's so many
Eric.
different things you need to do.
All you have
And-
to say is ring the bell.
I never ring the bell.
If you're feeling pretty
No one
spiffy,
rings
go
the
ahead.
bell.
If you're feeling spiffy, go ahead and comment too.
Yeah, please.
And otherwise,
What does it mean?
we
that's
don't read the comments.
and otherwise, that's the end of the episode. Everybody, get out of here. Bye.
Peace.
See ya. The door. He's trying to. Yep. He's trying to shut it, but you're like. Eric, you push that further into the way of the door.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, it's okay.
We gotta
Oh.
pull it. There you go.
I didn't notice.
It's all good.
I think you did notice.
No,
You know who didn't notice?
I'm a little dense protagonist.
Me.
The
I can't see.
viewers.
Oh, I can play that card too.
Okay, put your glasses back on.
Oh, look who's the one who can see. Who's the privileged one?
Are you calling
Vision
me privileged? Are you calling me privileged because my eyes function like human eyes
You're
are supposed
vision
to?
privileged.
Wow.